North Farmington High School, and I want to welcome you all to the 27th Annual Farmington Public Schools Day for Strings. As you can see, it's a very crowded event, and we still have people standing in line waiting for seats. Could we ask in every section of the stands if there's any possible way that you could squeeze closer to each other in between the vertical aisles, so that then there's some extra seats right on the aisles for the people who are coming up. I see a few seats up there, but if everybody could move and we could get an extra one person on every aisle, then we'd be able to seat everybody, I bet. Seeing more room here. Now we have some room up here. Good, thank you, folks. It's the Farmington Shuffle. Okay, so we're going to get ourselves started. Students, if we could have no instruments playing right now. It is really great to see everybody here. It is so great to see all the students and all the families and friends. Just so you know, this is one half of the string students in the Farmington Public Schools. We have, yes. On this side of the gym, we have the fifth graders from all the elementary schools. In this quarter of the gym over here, we have the seventh graders from all the middle schools. And in this section over here, we have the ninth and some 10th graders from both high schools. And this Day for Strings is, as I said, the 27th. It was founded in 1992, the very first year. And would you guys raise your hands right over here? They are here are our founders. And what I'd like to start with, we're going to start right away with music, and we're going to start with our fifth graders. And fifth graders, I'm so excited to hear what you guys are going to play for us. The fifth graders in the Farmington Public Schools are taught by Ms. Sydney Campbell, Ms. Caitlin Mihako, Mr. Nick Taylor, Ms. Katha Thomas, and Ms. Sandy Vargo. The fifth graders have been assisted today by a number of high school students from both North Farmington and Farmington High Schools. Would you guys wave and fifth graders thank them? Fantastic. The guest conductors that we've brought in today to work with the fifth graders are Ms. Pam Kilbride and Ms. Carol Johnson, and I'm going to hand the microphone over to them.
Good morning. It is a pleasure to be here. These fifth graders came in like rock stars. They were prepared, they were focused, they worked really, really hard, and you might say, where are all the music stands? Where's the music? They are so good, they don't need it. It's all in their heads. They're playing by ear. They're knowing their notes. They had it memorized. They are not using bows. They've had about 10 or 12-ish classes in their different elementary schools. So we are showing you their fantastic pizzicato posture. Their foundation here in the Farmington Schools starts at the fifth grade level. They're doing a fantastic job. We've got two more songs to add. You'll also hear Baby Shark and We Will Rock You. But we're going to start off with Ode to Dad and Hot Cross Buns and a partner song. So here's the fifth grade orchestra.
Thank you, fifth grade orchestra. Now we're over on this side of the stage. And the next group that we're going to be playing, will be the seventh grade orchestra from all our middle schools. The seventh grade orchestras are taught by Ms. Sydney Campbell, Ms. Caitlin Milhako, and Mr. Nick Taylor, and Miss Sandy Vargo. Today, in addition to working with our guest conductor, who I'll introduce in a moment, these students also worked with a group of fantastic professional musicians from throughout the metropolitan area, members of the Detroit Symphony, members of the Michigan Opera Theater Orchestra, and local professional musicians, all of them. And this is something we've been doing here at Day for Strings throughout its history, and I'd like to ask Mr. Larry Hutchinson, a recently retired bass player from the Detroit Symphony, who has been key in coordinating the clinicians for many, many years, since the founding of this amazing, since year one, yes, now we're in year XXVII. So, Mr. Hutchinson, would you like to say a little bit about our clinicians, or at least the fact that we have them?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to, again, introduce Kay DeLuca. Kay used to teach in the Farmington system, and we were at a workshop one night, and she explained to me this idea that she had about a day for strings. And I thought it sounded like a good idea. And so that's how it all got started. It was all Kay's idea.
I just have to say that at the time, it was very important that there wasn't a feeling of what a string program was. and it came to me that it takes a community, or it takes a community to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a child. That was part of the thing. And all of a sudden I started thinking, oh my goodness, we have all these Detroit Symphony players that live in our area. Why don't we use them? And Larry and I had been talking a long time about trying to see if we couldn't get Strings Alive in Farmington. And so I went, this couldn't have happened without this man. It really could not. He has done so much to support it, and you are so fortunate to have him supporting all of you guys here. And it's such a thrill to see so many parents and kids and everybody taking on strings. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. We also have to acknowledge the support that we got from the administration. Paul Barber was a big part of developing this and the format and all of that. My friends and former colleagues from the Detroit Symphony have been here working with your students. One of the Farmington teachers told me that the kids asked their clinician to play, and he played for them, and they said, "Oh, he's so good." You know, these people are the best. I had the privilege of sharing the stage with them for over 30 years. And they're magnificent musicians, wonderful people, great teachers. I would just like to make a plug. The Detroit Symphony, if you go on their website, the website is dso.org, and they have a program, it's called the Sound Card. It's $25 for any student, and with that sound card, the student can attend as many performances during the year that they want for just that $25. That's amazing. That's the classical series, the jazz series, the pop series, anything that goes on, and any parent that comes with them gets a discount on the tickets that they buy. So take advantage of that, and all of you students go down and hear these wonderful clinicians play and their beautiful hall downtown, Orchestra Hall. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Kay. So the 7th grade orchestra is now going to perform. Their guest conductor has been Miss Becky Bush, and she's been working with them all morning, and I'll let her introduce what they're going to perform.
Great. Good morning. The 7th graders have done a phenomenal job working on all kinds of things this morning. And I did just want to take a minute to say this right here does not happen everywhere. And we just need to acknowledge it's easy for us guest conductors to come in and have a great morning with them. And the DSO players, which is incredible. There's not a lot of orchestra programs that get to work with the Detroit Symphony. So can we just have a huge round of applause for the phenomenal teaching that's going on every day in Farmington? Thank you. So with the 7th graders, we're actually going to start with Terra Nova and finish with the Mahler piece. And we talked a lot about how great music in any genre, to be great music, it makes you feel something. So we hope you get the different feels of our different pieces.
Bravo, 7th grade orchestra. Well done. Before we come to the high school Allegro Orchestra, I do want to say a quick thank you to the TV10 television studio here at North, which is filming this entire concert, and it will be up on the TV10 Farmington YouTube channel within a day or two. Those are those fancy remote-controlled cameras that you see up here. And yes, I do want to say I did forget in the 5th grade section to acknowledge one more Farmington teacher who works with the 5th graders at Forest Elementary, Mr. Steve Button. This is the one of our high school orchestras. The other one will be this afternoon. We'll be on stage this afternoon. This is primarily 9th and 10th graders. And this high school orchestra consists of students from Farmington High School who are conducted by Mr. Ted McDonald, and students from North Farmington who are conducted by myself. And our guest conductor today is, our guest conductor is Miss Wendy Stewart from the Clarkston Public Schools, and I'll let her introduce their concert.
Thank you. It's absolutely wonderful to be back today and to be part of this again. Like Ms. Bush was saying, this does not happen every day. And congratulations to all of you. And congratulations to your community, to all parents and families who support these amazing musicians. Excuse me. We've had a great morning working on playing together. One of the things I was thinking about as I was listening to these other orchestras and staying here in a gym, what often happens in gyms? We compete against each other. And yet today, we're bringing together students, musicians from all these different schools. And instead of competing, we're collaborating, and we're bringing something together we can't do on our own. So one of my favorite people, type of people in the entire world to be around are musicians. And I was telling the orchestra here that I couldn't think of a better place to be on a Saturday morning, and I couldn't think of anything I'd rather be doing. So thank you again for having me here. Thank you, orchestra. This has been so much fun. We are starting our program with a piece called The Adventure on Bainbridge Island, and we will complete our performance with the Raiders March.
Bravo, high schoolers. We will finish in our traditional way, this concert, playing our arrangement of the traditional tune Simple Gifts, with the 5th graders and the 7th graders and the high schoolers all playing together. Thank you all very much for being a part of this. And parents and families, thank you so much for trusting us with your students all the time and for supporting your students in making music here. Let's, yes? Oh, good plan. At the end of this piece, all of you are going to want to leave as efficiently as you can. Can I ask that all of the audience members stay in your place exactly where you are until the students with all their valuable instruments can get out the doors. We'd like the 7th grade orchestra to go out that door. And if you're a violinist or a violist, you'll be going to the left over to their coat rooms. Cellos and basses will be going to the right. High schoolers will go out this door and straight down the hall to the right. 5th graders, the violins will go out that door and around the corner to the cafeteria, and the cellos and basses will go out that door. And if you could let them all go out, and then you can follow them out and help them dismiss. Thank you very much for being here. Here is Simple Gifts. you all and have a wonderful afternoon. Again, audience, if you could stay in your seats until all the musicians have left, until they have left the auditorium.